Hi Flosstube, it's Kim Chamberlain, the Canal Town Stitcher, and welcome to my channel. I am here with an update for April. For those of you who don't know me or are new to my channel, my name is Kim Chamberlain and I am the Canal Town Stitcher. I have been stitching for a long time, pretty much since I was about 8 or 9 years old. But I took a big break in stitching from the time that I was probably my youngest. I was pregnant with my youngest, and that was in 2010 till 2020, where I picked it back up and I got into all the things. And I have been on Flosstube now for 3 years, and so I am so excited to have all these new subscribers. So welcome, and I hope that you enjoy what you see and maybe get some inspiration from what I stitch. Currently, I live in Jacksonville, North Carolina. I teach 4th grade in one of the local schools here, and I have 4 kids, ages 19, almost 18, almost 16, and 13. And they obviously are keeping me busy. My oldest right now is in Minnesota at a Nicki Minaj concert. He was so excited to go, and so he is there. And then my 16-year-old daughter, almost 16-year-old daughter, is at her first job. This is only her second day. Adam is at Boy Scout camp, and Ryan and my husband are visiting my mother-in-law. So all very busy, good things. It's been a while since my last update. The last update I did was mid-March, and so it's the end of April now, but we've had a lot of life things happening, so this was the first opportunity I had to actually sit down and film. I'm going to apologize right away. I didn't iron anything. I just really don't have a lot of time to do that. I just, as I go, I just pick things up and stitch on them, and then I do iron everything obviously when I'm fully finishing it all. It's kind of gray out. It was sunny out earlier, but it's kind of gray out now, and you can kind of see that with the natural light around me. I'm hoping that we have enough light that I don't have to turn on any artificial lighting for you to see everything. But I do feel like it's kind of dark. Maybe I'll turn on this light. Give it just a little bit more of an ember hue here. I apologize if I'm talking really fast, and I guess we'll just get into the stitching. I do usually my new starts, whip go, then my whips, plans, and then if I buy anything, then sometimes I share that. I haven't purchased anything recently, so, and I normally don't. I've been really like stitching from stash. And if I just buy floss or whatever for a project, I'm not going to show that because it's not really inspirational. It's just needed. So you'll never really see me with any haul. And if I do have any haul, I'm very happy to share it. So I have some finishes that I will start talking about, I guess, first. I said I'd do starts first, but I usually do finishes first. So you can tell it's been a minute since I have filmed last. And we have a lot going on. So I do have a couple of finishes. So I am not sure if I've already shown this finish or not. If I showed it in March, I don't think I did. I think it was really close to being done, but it wasn't quite done. So I have finished it now. So I'm just going to grab it. Everything's pretty much behind me, so. All right, this is for Signs of Spring. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is the 3rd Cottage Garden Samplings pattern that I have completed all the way through. For Signs of Spring is a robin. These are lilies. And I did this with all the called for colors. On a piece of what used to be mushroom Lugana, 32 count. Oh, I forgot my board. Hang on a second, I'll get my board. Okay. So like I said, when I fully finish this, I will iron it. But in the meantime, there it is. So 32 count, like mushroom Lugana. Oh no, this isn't mushroom. It is limestone in all the called for colors. And it is beautiful. The bird is so majestic. I love the Quaker pattern in its like in its chest. So beautiful. First signs of spring. The other thing I finished was my son's Blinky 2.0. It was a crochet piece, a full-size blanket for his bed. It took me a long time to finish it because I started it during the pandemic in like 2020. And I had all this like yarn. And I started it and then I didn't finish it until this year because we moved and it just kind of sat in the basket. And then a couple weeks ago, he was like, hey, Mom, do you still have that blanket that you were making for me? And I was like, yes. And so he said, can you finish it? And so I went ahead and I did that. So I'm going to put a picture right here of the finished blanket wrapped around my son. And he very much appreciated it. So those were the two finishes that I have had since my last. Oh no, I have another finish. I can't believe I forgot this one. This one is my own design. It's called Halloween Sampler by me. It is on my Etsy shop, which is the Canal Town Stitcher or Canal Town Stitcher. I can't remember. Anyways, it was anyways still there. And let me show this to you. Here is the finish. It says dark and spooky moonless night, ghosts and goblins rise to fright as the wind blows through the trees, 'tis the night of Halloween. I did have to make some stitching changes to this, so I will be updating the chart on Etsy. But for the most part, the chart that's currently on there would work perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with stitch placement or anything like that. I just made a few design changes as I was stitching this. And so, but nothing like if you like the pattern, you would be able to go to Etsy, buy the pattern, and then you would be able to make this. I just changed I made a few changes over here in the tree, and then I just changed a little bit about these stone pillars here. I just raised them up by one. That's all I did. So I'm really happy with how this came out. This is the second of my designs that I have fully finished as far as stitching them goes. All right, so there's 3 finishes. Looking over here, I don't have any more. So, okay. I don't have any new starts. I've been really trying to focus on my 2021 starts so that I can finish them. So that's really what I've been doing, and my WIPGO projects, obviously. So my March WIPGO projects were Halloween Quaker and Away We Ride. So let me get those for you so you can see how those came out. Sorry, I have to keep turning around. Everything's over here. It's just over. Here's Away We Ride. This is by Blackbird Designs. This is what it looks like. When I purchased mine, I could not get any of the Golden Gate or any of the Onyx. They were sold out. So I am using Weeks Dye Works charcoal and grapevine for my border, and I think that it's coming out beautifully. I have no complaints at all about it. I'm doing this on a piece of 32 count natural raw linen. And I am loving it. So in March, my whip go is 10 hours to a finish. Obviously, I'm not gonna be able to finish this in 10 hours from where I was anyway. So here it is. I've been working on this border and I love it. It's coming out so well. I think the colors are just fine. I'm not at all sad that I don't have the Golden Gate or the Onyx. Those are in Gentle Arts. I'm very happy with the variegation for this week's. I haven't had any trouble with it. And I love the stiffer. I know some people don't like the stiffer. This isn't Witchelt, but I like the stiffer, especially when I'm working with variegated threads, because I feel like my my stitches come out better. But this is beautiful. It's going to be gorgeous. So this is also an April call. So I've worked on it all the way from March through April. I have not hit 10 hours in April yet, but I'm hoping that when I hit the 10 hours, which will be this weekend, because if I only need about 2 more hours to go, then I'll be able to line up this edge with this edge, and then I'll just have the bottom part to do. And then the border will be complete and I can start working inside in the pattern. Oh, that's not the right bag. This is the right bag. Next up. This is Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio. And I don't have a board that is big enough for this one. I'm just going to do my best here to kind of put it on this board to show it to you. I do not have a cover page. Oh, yes, I do. I have my iPad right here, so I can show you the cover first. I think I just assume that everybody knows what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this piece, and that is not the case. Not everybody knows what it is, so let me show it to you. So this is the design. Oh, I'm sorry. Windows. I have a lot of windows in my room. So that's what it's going to look like when it's done. Hopefully that's not too much of a glare for you. And I'm having trouble with my glasses because I feel like I feel like I'm squinting when I'm not wearing my glasses. But when I am wearing my glasses, I feel like they're covering up my eyes. Like you can't, like they're too close and like they're covering up my eyes. And I don't know. I'm feeling weird right now. Sorry. You get my weirdness today. All right, so this is where I currently am on mine. So you can see it. It is on 32 count Murky Belfast linen by Picture This Plus, which the called for is 40 count, but I like the stitching on 32 count, so that's what I'm doing. And so I did get the 10 hours in on this one. And so this is going to be done before Halloween this year. That is my goal. So I've not put this away because my goal is to work on it a little bit each month so that I can finish it by Halloween. It is so fun to work on. And I apologize again for not ironing. It is the life I lead right now. Maybe someday we'll have the time, but now is not that time. Unfortunately, my mother-in-law is very ill. She has stage 4 lung cancer, so we are in that time where we're just trying to spend as much time with her as we can. So those were my 2 April calls. Now my not April. Those were my 2 March calls. April was Away We Ride, which I've already shown you, and Baltimore Saltbox, which this is by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. And I picked this up at Hobby House Needleworks when I was there last summer. I saw this pattern and I had to have it. Now this is a salt box. And if you know what a salt box is, it's like a small box. So this is meant to be stitched on 28 count 1/1. And that was not going to happen for me. And I would love to see it. If somebody is stitching this 28 count 1/1, I would love to see your progress and your project on it, because I believe that it's probably absolutely beautiful and like stunning, but I can't stitch that small. So I decided to do mine full size on a piece of 32 count, and I am doing it 1/2, or no, 2/2. Sorry. This is a piece of, this is by Zweigert. This is a piece of Winter Moon linen that I also picked up at Hobby House Needleworks last summer when I was there. So originally I am from upstate New York. I get my name, the Canal Town Stitcher, because I lived on the Erie Canal in a town called Palmyra. And we lived in the Macedon, Palmyra area for 15 years before we moved to North Carolina. And so that's why I called myself the Canal Town Stitcher. And I was going to change my name. So if you watch some of my older videos, you might be hearing me mull over the fact that I live in North Carolina now and I don't live near a canal. And it felt weird to me to be called the Canal Town Stitcher. Plus my kids think that it sounds like an axe murderer, like Canal Town Stitcher. I don't know. That's what they say. Anyhow, but then I decided that I wanted to keep it because it gives me that memory of being back, you know, up there. And we still go every summer. We go to New York to visit. All of our family is there, and a lot of our friends are there. And we go up there for about 5 or 6 weeks over the summer and enjoy that time with family. We have a permanent camp up there. So we go back. And so I feel like I'm still connected to it. So that is why. And so I am very much looking forward to going to Hobby House Needleworks new place. They built a brand new store. Hobby House Landing, I think is what they're calling it. And so I'm very much looking forward to going there and checking out their new shop when I get up there. I'm guessing that it's going to be huge because it's going to have their quilts, their quilting stuff, their wool store, their needlework store. I mean, they just massively blew up. So I'm sure that it's going to be grand. So I'm looking forward to doing that. So anyways, back to Baltimore Salt Box. I'll give you a reminder of what it's going to look like. And here is my progress. So I worked on this just a little bit the other day and I got all of the red stripes done on the flag. So I will be working on this some more. And hopefully I will get all the white into the flag and it's going to look beautiful, but it's going to be big. Mine is going to be large because I am not doing the small little salt boxing. And like I said, if you're working on that and you would like to share it, please do so in the comments. I would love to see your progress on yours. It's really fun to see when other people are working on the same things that you are. So keep that linen sticker with this. This is my first, by the way, with my needle and thread pattern that I've ever stitched. All right, next up is, so that's all of my whip go. So there's my finishes and my whip goes, and the new numbers for May have been called. I know what they are, but I will talk about them in the next video. All right, so now let's talk about all of my whips because I have been working on a little bit of everything. So I've really been focusing on trying to finish my 2021 whips. So I've been working a lot on those older whips, but I'm also working on some that I really just want to get done because I want to get them done. So if you've been following me for a minute, you know that I've been working on this one for a while. This is my Mario sampler. I said I wanted to have it done by Easter, and guess what? That did not happen. I'm still sitting here with it. However, I have worked on it and it is almost done. It is so close that I think that I will definitely have it done within the next week or two, maybe, depending. The way that I choose my projects to work on them is really just whatever I feel like working on. So sometimes I'll pull 3 or 4 projects and take them downstairs with me every day, and then I'll work on 1 or 2 of them throughout the evening. So I try not to put too much pressure on myself to work on things because then I get bored with it and I don't want to do it. So I'm really just focused on, trying to finish what I can and to work on what I want and that type of thing. So that way I don't feel too much pressure. So this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Let me pull it up for you. I'm going the wrong way. I am. All right, this is what it's going to look like when it's done. Oh, goodness, I went to the wrong page. There it is. Now, again, I'm sorry for the window, but that's what it's going to look like. This is by Choco Coco Stitch, and this has been a lot of fun. I am stitching this for my youngest son, Adam. And like I said, it is almost done. And this is my progress. So a couple weeks ago, I decided to just bite the bullet and just do the outline for every single one. So I did. I started with Yoshi here, and then I just did the outline for every one. And then I did the white for the toadstool here. And so then I started doing the white all the way. So everything had white. And then when I got done with all the white, I did the red. And now I'm working through the orange. And then this is green, this is yellow, this is green. And then I have to finish this guy. And then of course, Yoshi. So I should definitely have this done. It all lined up. You love it when that happens, when everything lines up perfectly. So this is just about done, and I'm really excited about having this done, and then I can iron it and frame it and put it in Adam's room. This is being stitched on a piece of 14 count Aida that I got from Hobby Lobby. I don't shop too much at Hobby Lobby for personal reasons, and that I don't really get too much into on my channel, but I happened to be in there one day, and I picked up this Aida, and so this is what I've been working on for him. And then this is a goal to finish. I would really love to have this one done by my anniversary this year. This is my anniversary stitch or my wedding sampler, whatever you want to call it. It's called Lighting the Way. It is by Silver Creek Samplers. I'm going to get this and put it up on the board here. It was in the hoop just until just now, so excuse my hoop marks on it. I worked on this very briefly, so I haven't worked on it for very long. Let me show you the cover picture and what it's going to look like. So this is what it's going to look like. It says, always be a lighthouse, shine your beacon bright, guide every soul adrift at sea throughout their darkest night. I changed this date to 2000, which was the year my husband and I got married. We love lighthouses, and we moved to be by the ocean, and this just seemed very fitting for our life together. And this is where I am now. So I just need to finish up the words. And then there's some stars in there that need to be stitched in. And then a lot of little white stars, like all the way through it. That's what I think is going to be the hardest part, actually, because there's a lot of there's going to be a lot of zigzagging through. There's really not much I can do about that because the stars really basically just are all throughout this whole thing. They're just all intermixed throughout this whole thing. I'll show you on the picture, actually, so you can see what I mean. Hopefully I can get it close enough so you can see it, but see all those little stars in there? But I have to do it because it's got to look great, right? This is on a piece of 32 count Belfast linen in the color Vintage Stormy Night. And so I am just about done with this, and I'm hoping to get it done by my anniversary. This year will be our 24th wedding anniversary, and it is in July. So I think that's doable by July. I didn't work on that too much, but I did work on it, so gotta share it. All right, next up is Little Dub Designs. I started this year or not this year, but last year, actually, on New Year's Eve. So it's really this year, but last year. It's called Adjust Your Sails. And here it is. What it's going to look like when it's done. I have seen another Flosstuber working on this. I think they finished it, which is super cool. It says, life isn't about waiting for the winds to change. It's about learning to adjust your sails. And I really like that. And again, this is very nautical, which is my husband and I to a T. I started this as part of my 12 by 12. It is also on a piece of Vintage Stormy Night. 32 count. This is my second Little Dub Designs because I stitched All Hallows Eve and finished that already this year. I've already had 6 finishes this year. I'm pretty pleased with that because these were pretty big projects. So I don't have a whole bunch done on this, but that is where I am now. So I did work on this one evening since my last video, so I had to show it. And I'm loving it, and I'm looking forward to working on it some more. I've worked on a lot of things. So, all the things. Okay, next up. It's Snow Time. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is what this is going to look like when it's done. I'm sorry for the condition of some of my charts. I try to keep them nice, but this one's been around since 2022. So it's getting a little beat up in the little case. I worked on this quite a bit, actually, a few hours. Trying to get the bottom part of the Santa done because that is a lot of stitching. And so I'm trying to get that done. This is on a piece of 32 count Lugana in the color mushroom, maybe platinum. I honestly can't remember. Anyways, it's on 32 count Lugana beige. It is as white grit. And I did get this from Hobby House Needleworks. You can tell because it's all serged. But I worked on I've been working on this part down in here. So I filled in all of this and a lot of this star and all of this over here. So I really want to get this whole bottom part of this snowman done because it's enormous. There's a lot of stitching there. So I'm just really focused on trying to get that stitching done. And I'm tired of projects hanging out for like ever and a day. They gotta get finished. Okay. I need to put this in a project bag. That's part of the problem. It's not in a project bag. All right, next up is Blackbirds on a Pumpkin. I only worked on this for one day. Blackbirds on a Pumpkin came out of the 2022 just cross stitch Halloween. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Sorry for the colors. My printer was really having a problem that day. That's what it's going to look like. I worked on this for one afternoon. And this is on my bucket list to finish as soon as possible. Really, that's really what I have put on it. As soon as possible, finish this. I did change one of the colors by mistake because I thought it was one color and it was really a different one. So mine is a little bit brighter. This is on a piece of Vintage Country Mocha, 32 count Lugana. So I got all of this done up here. And I've been working on this border. So I got to finish that border. And then there's another border around the outside. And then the stem and then some squiggly work up here. So this is just about done. I have to do this in here. This will probably take me maybe a weekend to finish. If I really set myself up to work on it, I could get it done in a weekend. This is a Rosewood Manor design. Came out of that Just Cross Stitch magazine for 2022. 21. I lied. It's 2021. Okay. Okay. Next up is I only worked on this one night, but like I said, I'm showing you everything. So you're going to get to see everything that I worked on. This is a Honey of a Tiny Town. This is going to go on my mantle over the summer because I'm doing like a bee theme. And this I am stitching on a piece of fabric that I don't know the name of. I got from Angel Wings cross stitch shop here in Southport, North Carolina. I've only been there once. And I have enough fabric here for 2 of the tiny towns, and I have another tiny town that I picked up as well that I'm going to work on. But it's still in the hoop. I apologize, but here it is. And this is so adorable. I am not doing this in all the called for colors. I'm doing this in a mixture of the called for colors and the DMCs. So it's starting to get a little brighter outside. Makes it easier to see it. How I decided which fancy flosses I was going to buy was based on how much variegation they offered me. And if I felt like it wasn't very good variegation, sorry, I couldn't English for a second, then I did the DMC. I did the DMC. I would buy it if it had good variegation, but if it didn't, I just bought the DMC because I have really been focused on stitching for my stash. I have a lot of DMC that I can just pull and work on projects. I don't have to do a lot of buying, and I'm trying to keep the cost of my cross stitching down a little bit. So I haven't been doing too much shopping. All right, next up. I don't work on any of those. I don't think I even worked on this. I know I didn't work on this since my last video. So I think that might be all that I worked on. So let's talk about my plans. So I plan to finish Mario Sampler. I plan to finish Blackbirds on a Pumpkin. I'm really focused on my 2021 starts, really wanting to focus on those. I need a weekend, probably not, maybe not this weekend. Maybe I might work on some tomorrow or maybe next weekend, depending on the weather. But I really need a weekend to finish projects. I have finished between last year and this year close to 16 or 17 projects that need to be finished. So I need to sit down and I actually need to fully finish some things. So I'm going to do that. Sorry. All of a sudden. And then I am going to work on, obviously my WIPGO projects for May, which have been called. I need to finish up my WIPGO projects for April and get the 10 hours in for each project. I might do some starts in May. I have some that I didn't get started from, that I kitted up for the 12 by 12 on New Year's Eve that I did not even start. So I might do that. Yeah. So I feel pretty good about where I am, about everything that I've worked on. I really appreciate you coming. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who is new. I'm so happy that you're here. Please stop by and visit several other Flosstubers that are working hard to build their channels. Busy Mom Stitcher, I really enjoy her. I watch her a lot. Who else have I just come across? A couple of other new ones that I just came across. Here, I can look them up really quick because I'd really like to shout out a couple of people and give them some love. Let me just go in and look at what I've watched. So, like I said, a Busy Mom Stitcher for sure. Let's see here. I started watching Maria the Green Stitcher. I started watching a woman named Caro Kirsch. She's in Germany. I like the sound of her voice. As always, I watch Stitchery Lovers all the time if I want to listen to music while I'm stitching and I'm stitching with somebody. I watch Gemma Stitches a lot. She does full coverage. She does a great job with the Stitch With Me videos. And I really enjoy Stitch With Me videos, so I watch a lot of those. So check them out. All I usually do is put Stitch With Me in my YouTube search engine, and all these stitchers come up, but those two are my favorite. I like, if I don't want to hear voices, I just want to stitch, I will just stitch to Stitchery Lovers. Her name is Amy. I think she lives in Guam, maybe. I'm so sorry if it's the wrong place, but she lives in the Pacific Northwest, I think. Out that way. And then Gemma Stitches, I believe she's Canadian. Not really sure, but I love her. So there are two right there. So there's a little bit of a shout out to those people. And again, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you stopping by. Please, if you have any questions or comments, leave them for me in the comments below, and maybe press the notification bell so that you know when I'm posting a video. And I will catch you all in the next one. Have a good night.